met a Gypsy.
In your head, how do you stay on top of that? Like, is that what you're thinking of, like when you're going to, the front yard every day to put in that work?
Sure. I mean, I understand my own ability, and over time, if you are consistent and, every day I'm riding, and, if I ride every day and I do, I learn a new trick and I do that trick every day for the next year, imagine how much easier it's going to be next year. And then next year comes around and then you're like, oh, now I can do this trick easy. I'm going to add something to it, add a bar spin or add an extra spin to it. But it's not just learning a trick and leaving it for the next, like not doing it for a year and coming back to it and expecting it to be easier. It's doing it every day, working at, every little movement that's involved in the trick. And then over time it becomes easier and easier. For instance, I learned like opposite triple tail whips. Yeah. About a year ago, and I was doing, and when I was first doing them, it was, it was quite hard. I was really concentrated on doing it, and it was every session. It was like, I got to do the switch triple whip today. Like, all right, I'm going to do it, and I have to amp myself up for it or whatever. And then now it's like, second nature to me. I can do it pretty much, any time, and that was just because I was doing them every day. I was scaring myself enough every day and doing it every day where over time it just became natural and easier.
Yeah. How do you deal with the scaring yourself thing? Because that is tough to go and face. Like for sure. For me, like there's times where, especially when I'm not doing jiu-jitsu a lot, where like every class, like every Monday morning class is just heavy. Like there's just dudes that are so much better than me there, and they're just going to beat the shit out of you. And there is even though I know I'm like not really going to get injured and I'm not going to get like hurt badly, but it's like, it's still scary. Like there's still an element of like facing that fear every day. But on your, like with what you're doing, I mean, not comparing the two, like what you're doing, there's just like crazy risk that's involved every day, and you've got to show up and figure out a way to overcome that. Like what is your process there?
I think I overcome the fear by just not thinking about what could go wrong. It's always like, what could go right? I guess in a sense, it's like, all right, I know how to do it. Let's, I'm ready. I'm warmed up. I can go and do, every session I do all my bigger tricks, all the tricks that scare me.
Yeah, that's the gnarly thing with you. You do everything every day.
Exactly. And I think as time goes on and I'm like, I've been doing stuff every day, doing all my bigger tricks every day. It's like, now it's just normal for me to go and do all my bigger tricks once I'm warmed up. All right, now I do this trick and now I do that trick. And I think it was just, you get scared from not wanting to get injured. Yeah. But I wanted to be good at riding a bike more than I cared about being injured. Yeah. I think if that sort of makes sense. I never really concentrated on the injuries. I knew injuries are a part of it. As time goes on, it's like injuries are a big part of this sport. But how bad do you want to succeed? And for me personally, I know contest riding is about consistency. So that comes with doing my big stuff every day. So when it comes time for the event, it's not like, is today the day that I can land these bigger tricks? I know it is because I've been doing it every other day. And I think I just wanted to be successful on a bike more than I cared about injuries.
Yeah, and I guess that's the equation that kind of works. So what would you say your strengths are as as opposed to the people that you're beating in these competitions? I mean, one thing that I like when I watch your runs at the Olympics, for instance, and when you ride at home, there was a cool video me and Sammy watched the other night of you, Kyle, and Tui playing a game of bike. Yeah. And it's like, you can just see the force that you generate on the up ramp. Like there's just it's like you're hitting and carving, especially for like the spin and flip tricks. Like there's a force that you're carving into the ramp that to me looks different to other people. Yeah, sure. But what is it that you see in your riding against the people that you are beating consistently in these competitions?
I think it just comes down to consistency. I like to live by staying dedicated, and that comes with being consistent. staying dedicated every single day to bettering myself or feeling good on my bike. And that, you know, that's what it's about. Consistency in my life, consistency on my bike, consistency in my runs. It's all about consistency overall at every event. You know, I like to just be consistent in every aspect of my life. And I, you know, it's hard to say, but like it is just that. It's just, I put so much time into it. I put so much time into just being the best I can be without slacking off. You know, I just, I don't know. It's a tricky one, but it's just that. Like I just do my best to stay consistent and be the best version of myself. I don't like to slacken off. I always like to work hard.
So from my perspective, like outside looking in, that seems like the move. And it's obviously proven. You've won your Olympic gold medal. But for somebody that is like essentially obsessed with consistency and obsessed with their processes, is there like a level of anxiety that you've had to overcome around like being in control of all those factors? Because that's the downside, right? So I know that I feel most anxious or most stressed when I don't feel control of my schedule. Like I really have grown to appreciate routine, and I know bad weeks. Like I have metrics in my life. Like if I don't meditate every day, or if I start slipping on the meditation, if I don't get to read in the mornings, if even as simple as like if I'm not making my coffee at my house in the morning, like I know the structure that works for my life.
Sure.
But then it's like, how do you balance not getting completely railroaded when like you lose control of those things, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like, I mean, obviously do
you face that as well?
Yeah, for sure. 100% I do. And like, you know, I could be doing the same thing every day leading up to an event. I'll go and win the event. And I'll go home, I'll do the same thing leading up to the next event, and then I'll lose the event, or I'll mess up or whatever. And it's, you know, it's like those things just happen. And I think over time, you know, it's hard when you don't do well in an event when you want to do well.
Yeah.
I think these days I'm content with everything I've done, so I don't put expectations on myself to go and win an event just because I've done the work. I think I just go to an event knowing that I've done the work, so I'm going to do my best.
Yeah.
So I
and
try.
Then there's like an acceptance of whatever comes of it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hard. It's hard in a sense still because I still want to be winning, but I'm content with everything. Like for instance, if I went into the Olympics, like, man, I'm so content with everything I've done now. You know, I just won the World Championships. Whatever happens at the Olympics. I've done the work. I can't control how it's going to play out. The only thing I control is the work I put in, and how I can do my best. And I was even throughout the week, I'm like, what's going to be will be. Just try and stay calm. Just do what you do, and just let it be. Just let it be. And I think, I don't know how it would if it went the wrong way. I don't know how I would be, but that's just the way I was thinking leading into it. I was content with all that, but I think the biggest thing is try not to put expectation on yourself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to live my life expectation free. Just do my best. That's it. And it's, that's working hard and really going after what you want without limiting yourself.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.